Hi guys, welcome back to another daily tarot card. These are your daily tarot cards for Monday, March 6th, 2023. Today we are pulling from the Beauty of Horror tarot cards. So we have a situation here. So some of us feel stuck. I feel like because this gentleman is in a wheelchair, I feel like he feels stuck. He can't move forward. He's holding his head, and it feels like depression. We hold our head. You know what I mean? We're just kind of like in our head and in our thoughts and our feelings. And they're showing this pathway here. Ten of Pentacles is usually about this joy in our life, this grounding force, this appreciate like the happy part, the not kumbaya because that sounds so whitewashed. Like it's just like you know what I mean. It's just like yeah, we're just getting along for the sake of getting along. But I feel like peace and tranquility is a yes card. You know what I mean? And I feel like it's like this is like Wheel of Fortune. I feel like it's like something's coming in here at the end of March that's going to be an offering for you, where it's going to move you forward. You know what I mean? I feel like you're done where you are, and it's like for myself, I'm always like as truthful as I can be with you guys. This is like the week that was Shane's. This weekend, Saturday, Sunday. As I post this, Shane's a wake and then memorial service. So it hit me harder this year than it did last year, but I had a lot going on around me to distract me. That is part of this journey in life, unfortunately. When you love people so much and you can never imagine your life without them, it's like when they transition, it's hard for our heart to uh, accept that. Unfortunately, our heart is a muscle, and not unfortunately, but it's like it has, it knows, our body knows, something has happened here. It triggers it. It's like something around this time, makes us. I don't even tell the kids this stuff. I don't want to make them sad or anything. If they remember if they're sad, they're like, I feel sad, and I'm like, yeah, it makes sense. You know, you try to empathize with them as much as possible, but it's just like they're very intuitive. But it's just like for me, it's like it's been 6 years. It's like not saying I want to move forward without Shane because I always love him. He'll always have a place in my heart. But it's like this energy, that makes me feel this way, like where my heart is calling out to him. You know what I mean? And I'm like, as much as I love you, heart, and you call out to him, it's like where he's always with us. You know what I mean? It's just like we can't change what is transitioned here. All we can do is, be thankful for the time we've had, you know, no regrets, and move forward. Crush up this energy that we're feeling and move forward in a positive way. May not feel that way, while you're going through it, but it's like feel what you're feeling. I'm I always love Joan Rivers for being so candid, and that's exactly what she said. She's like, feel what you're feeling, but don't get stuck there. And I feel like with this world card, the way that she's ascending, like her chest is just out, it feels like this ascension. I love the energy around her. I love the wreath. It really stood out when I was, now unfortunately I have to record Instagram's live because they've unfortunately taken the feature off of mine, at least because I have an Android phone where you can choose between short clips and long clips. I don't know if it's a glitch or something. I don't know. Hopefully they fix it. But now I have to record lives again. And it's like, my house could be a zoo. But I love the fact that like this wreath is around her. And I feel like you will be the victor wearing the wreath. The Chariot was one of the more prominent cards that we had when we were dealing with when we were pulling for that week of the 24th. And it's remembering our fireside, especially look at the Two of Swords here, the water, the deep emotions. We're in Pisces seasons, and it's like embrace your fiery side, bravery, courage, strength, resilience. It's like feel what you're feeling, and this is where our heart comes out. This is where, our soul speaks to our heart. It's like I understand, let's wrap our heart with love, and it's like feel what you're feeling, but you gotta understand, like we gotta drive this emotion and move forward. Let's dry it up and turn it into something that's useful. It's like, as much as we call out to him, it's like until that kind of time comes where Yahweh and Yeshua sound the great shofar, it's just, this is what this life is. You know, I feel like with the Hermit, if you look closely with the hands pulling at him, I feel like they're zombie hands because it's the beauty of horror. But I feel like that's our shadow side trying to pull us back. We're trying to ascend, you know, we're trying to move forward, you know, follow this light. It's like, you know, and especially with the Ace of Pentacles here, where they're talking about, you know, this mountain. So it's like we're ascending up the mountain, but there's like, you know, this is the wild heart in the enchanted forest. It's like you're going to meet some friends, you're going to meet some foes. You know, you're not going to know where to twist and turn here, but the universe will guide us. And I feel like that's where the strength card comes in with the lion standing in front of us. It's like, even though, you know, you go through things, you know, Yahweh told us that, Yeshua told us that, you know, if you live the life following me, it ain't always going to be easy. He did not have an easy life, you know? So it's just like, you know, even the people he helped, don't tell anybody. Oh, they told everybody, you know? It's just like, you know, people that were supposed to, like, you know, they kiss his face, I love you. And, you know, the next second, you know, they're sending him to death, you know? So over, what was it, 10,000 silver, you know? So it's just like, you know, you got to sit there and be your own best friend. This is why I say the end of the month, because of the crescent. Crescent is very potent. And I feel like, look at our crown chakra, and I feel like it's like, I definitely feel like her, where she's just screaming her head off. It's just like, I just want to just, you know, go out. The guy, I think it was, I can't, oh, they were telling him to go RVing, but it totally spoke to me. It was just like, go out in the winds and scream. Poor animals. But you know what I mean? But I feel like this is where they're saying, you know, twice we get that here. Both pentacle energy. This grounding force, full moon in Virgo. It's like, you know, we're about to ascend this mountain. This is where I feel like an opportunity is coming here. It may not be work or anything like that, or it just could be just like this transition in yourself, where you change something and you clicks and you choose yourself. You know, look at the beautiful archway. You know, we got the Page of Pentacles, what they're showing there, and it's just like, you know, never mind the abundance side of things, but I feel like that Page of Pentacles is just like, you know, grounding news is coming in here. You know what I mean? And I feel like it's like, even though you don't know what's going to happen here, it's a new beginning. Choose this new beginning. You know what I mean? It's like, choose you. Choose to be positive. You know what I mean? It's just like, you know, I feel for this guy. It's just like, you know, I wish I could go behind him and push him forward. Even his dog is encouraging him. You know, his fur baby. It's like, you know, I know we feel this way, but let's move forward. You know what I mean? Like, we don't have to be stuck in this cave. Like, you know what I mean? It could be like agoraphobia. You know what I mean? Where it's like you're afraid to go out into to the outside world, but it's just like, you will never learn to love the world and see the beauty and awe of it unless you go out, you know? And I definitely remember the first time we went fishing when we moved here 6 years ago, and I was just like taking in how beautiful, you know, Yahweh sat there. And it's like, I always say, like, he took a paintbrush and just this, it's hard to fathom the beauty of it, you know? It was absolutely stunning. Beautiful. Starting off with the Ten of Pentacles, suffering, focusing on such things as injuries or loneliness. Whatever the cause, isolation may be the worst. Look to other cards in the reading to overcome despair. And this is where the world is, you know? Look at her. She's like, you know, ascending here, and it's like, get, you know, like, no, we're not doing this. You know what I mean? It's just like, you know, I refuse to do it. Sorry. You know what I mean? It's like, I felt like I was robbed of like 4 years, you know? It's like, you know, my kids have grown up before my eyes, and it's just like, some of it is just like a blur because of what I went through. You know, we went through. Not just me, we went through, you know? So with the world, victory, joy, liberation, success in whatever active situation the quantitative sitter client is asking about. And I feel like, you know, this is where it's just like, you know, even though you feel this way right now, you go to sleep and you say, you know what? Tomorrow's another day. You know? For me, it's, I hope and pray it doesn't affect me tomorrow because I gotta go work tomorrow. But it's just like, you know, just sit there and do your very best, you know? Ground yourself in your emotions. Will I get this job contract? The world answer says yes. If you want to know how new love affairs will go, the answer is spectacular. The climax of something, of awakening, a burst of enthusiasm. You know what I mean? And that's what I feel like. It's just like, just because things look like, you know, I feel what I feel right now, but it's just like, you know, I'm going to wake up tomorrow and try again. You know, it just hit me out of nowhere. I woke up, I was in a great mood. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go walk Sunny. Came in, had some coffee. All right, gonna go do my. It just hit me out of nowhere. You know what I mean? And it's okay. All of a sudden, just like boom, we're out of nowhere. And the best sense, solitude. Enjoying life without any annoying partner. And it's the card definition. But I feel like it's just like learning, like, even though our partner has transitioned, thank God for for Ed Quinn and Nancy Quinn, where they had become widows and widowers. And they, Ed even said it took him 5 years, before he was even ready to entertain, having someone in his life. He had to fix himself. And I respect him for saying that, and he ended up meeting, by him doing that, he ended up meeting, his wife now, you know. He had unfortunately transformed, even as much as our partner is transformed or a loved one is transformed. Maybe it's not even your partner, maybe it's someone that, a loved one. And it's like, as they transition, so do you. We forget that. It just dawned on me, like, duh, you transition too. I'm not the same person I was before. I speak up for myself. Someone tries to belittle me or run me down just because they're feeling insecure. It's like, well, hey, you know what? As much as you want me to, you give it, you might as well be able to take it. Because I ain't, no. And I feel like it's just like, we transition, we grow. Like, he's a hare. Why is he a hare? Because it's knowledge, it's wisdom. You know what I mean? And I feel like that's what Spirit is saying. Even though we feel like this, we could still move on from this. And I feel like that's where the option is here. We choose, as much as sometimes we don't feel like we're making choices in life. It's like, we, in our emotions, we choose if we get stuck here, what we think about, what we feel, what we surround ourselves with. The news, for example, was getting really freaking. It was like, well, I don't even hardly watch it anymore. I have a freaking weather app on my phone just to avoid it. You know what I mean? It was like Black Lives Matter. It was the indigenous children being unearthed, and COVID. And it's like death after death after. It's like, it's not choosing to bury your head in the sand, but as an empath, you get sick to your stomach when you hear these things. You know what I mean? The world is, not the place that we all got colored and thought it was. It's not a painted rainbow of colors as we all thought. It's just, the reality of the situation. So it's like, you got to remove things. People, places, things. Some people just choose to live in that darkness, and it's like, well, you know what? All due respect, I'm here when you need me, but, I'm not going to have part of that in my life. This Two of Swords. Intense mental energy. Possibly pain. But maybe also strength. Keeping everyone at bay. Not as a defense against suffering, but also as a way to focus energy. Possibly she cries out to us. Pay attention. I feel like it's also, you know what I mean? We don't want people to feel what we're feeling. Like I was, trying to keep to myself, and my sons were like, what's going on? What's going on? And I'm like, I don't want to say anything because I don't want to make you guys sad. And they're just like, tell us, tell us, tell us. You know? As much as I try to hide it. And it's just like, I told them, I said, that's why. So they understand it, and it's just like, I'm going to feel what I'm feeling and try again tomorrow. So we have the Ace of Pentacles as our grounding force, This is being offered by the universe, This beautiful spring arch, is being presented to us. Spring is what, the 23rd of March? Pleasure, beauty, the gifts of the earth, sensuality. So I was actually, someone in my life is going through it, and unfortunately, I there's just a lot of karmic things happening right now. And I refuse, that's the difference between us. How they reacted when I went through that 6 years ago, and how I react when they're going through it now. You know what I mean? And it's like, all I could do is be there for you and support you, I don't, I just don't know what to say. Like, I just like dumbfounded how intense this karma has been to people. It's just, you know what I mean? That's why I'm just like, I don't mess with that. You know what I mean? I'm just like, let go, let God, let the universe, You know what I mean? But when they deal it, it's just like, don't sit there and say they deserve it. Do not celebrate. You just sit there and you're just like, okay, and just shut your mouth as much as you can. You know what I mean? If all possible, put your hands over your mouth. Don't say a dang word, because that could turn on you as quick on a dime. You know what I mean? I don't wish that on nobody. You know, so, but I was just like, little things. So I saw some daffodils, I saw some daisies, and it's this beautiful purple flower. And I was just like, bring the outdoors in. It's too cold still here. We still got snow on the ground to let them be outside, but it's just like, just bring in that beautiful spring like energy in the air. It's a rebirth, renewal. And that's what you have to say to yourself, even though they've transitioned and we can't hold their hand and hug them anymore. It's just like, you know what I mean? It's just, you change and transform. Take that sorrow and crush it up and use it for something positive. Be a positive force in this world. This too shall pass, but you choose to move forward. And I feel like this is where his, that's what I love for babies. Anyone that treats a dog like a dog, I don't understand it. I don't, no bueno. You know what I mean? I understand, not everybody is the same. Their mentality, functionality, and all that stuff. I'm sure if they explained it, I would understand. But to me, especially Sonny, what a freaking blessing. He's been with me the whole. It was so cute today. He was sitting on my chest, and he put his head on my shoulder. It was like he was hugging me, and I'm like, oh my gosh, a little cute woo woo. And Michael's like, I'll hug you. I'm like, it's like having a little baby again. It's like, you know what I mean? I miss that when you would hug your kids and they're just so small, and it's just like, oh my gosh, gush over. But how lucky we are to have that little bugger in our life. And that's the thing. It's just like, you feel what you're feeling, unfortunately, but it's good that you feel it. It lets you know that you're still alive, feel what you're feeling and just keep, today was a bad day, move forward. Hopefully tomorrow's a better day for you, just even if it's 10% better, at least it's better. And keep on, moving towards the light, and keep just telling yourself, we're going to sit there and crush this up and make it into something positive. I'm in control, not this. I am, that's why I feel like, that's what I love about tarot. It's just like the encouragement, especially with the strength card, bravery, courage, strength, resilience. Leave behind all fear, worry, and doubt. Embrace your fire, especially the wreath around the world card here. It's just like, embrace that. You are the victor, we're in the wreath. And this ascension forward. Everything is propelling forward, It's a choice though, And I feel like, like I said, not every day is going to be a grand day, If you're someone that's an empath, a healer, you delve into this, not every day is a picnic, but, you do the best you can every single day. That's why they would say, if we could, they keep showing this 9 of Cups from The Nightmare Before Christmas. If we can bottle that feeling when you wake up and it feels like you won the lottery, you're just in such a great place. You know what I mean? And you're just so thankful to be alive, and you're just so grateful that you're alive, and you're experiencing the things you're experiencing. It's like if you could bottle that feeling forever, but it's just like, as much as we enjoy that energy, it's just like, and you should enjoy that energy. There's a lesson around the corner. You know what I mean? So it's just like, enjoy it as much as you can. Life is too short not to enjoy the beauty and light. So I hope you guys enjoyed these daily tarot cards for Monday, March 6th, 2023. May the universe bless you good. We'll see you for the next daily tarot card. Bye.